was real. Listen.
Hello everybody and welcome back to Paranormal Ripples. I am Ray and I'm today doing the Silver Screen Facade and this is episode number 5. This was this is the show where I talk about like Hollywood, like the dark side of Hollywood, from celebrities dying to like the mad blooming pastor, not doctor, mad pastor which we had in the first episode, I believe that. Let's just double check for you guys, but I believe that was what the first episode was about. So if it was, then I might be right. Hang on. Yeah, Kenneth Copeland, evangelist, the televangelist. That's it. Sorry, my memory just blooming like a rock at the minute. Like nothing's gone in it. But yeah, if you enjoyed this episode, please hit that like button, subscribe if you haven't already, share with your friends, family, anyone that will appreciate this content, and yeah, and comment if there's anything you want me to talk about in any of my shows. And thank you. So this is, like I said, the Silver Screen Facade, and we're going to be looking at some of the craziest people that, like in celebrities terms, that pass away from plane crashes or plane accidents. And then you never like to hear it, of course, when celebrities that you admire or you grew up with have lost their lives, and in a plane crash of all things, like it's like terrible, you know. I've got some here, obviously, that we can talk about. And then there's others that have, you know, there's loads, you know, of celebrities, you know. There's been musicians that have died. There's been like, it's like crazy. There's also been helicopter incidences, and you know, but I'll give you some now, like some of the lists which I've got in front of me. And then what I'll do then is we'll also look at some of the other ones, you know. But there's 70 people that have like like that's a lot who have died, you know. So obviously I'm gonna look at some, and there's a couple that are the same. We'll look. That's okay too, because you know. So we're on first on historynet.com. So if you remember any of these passing away at the time or know anything, let me know, like I said in the comments. But first we have Aaliyah, or Aaliyah, how you pronounce it. Because I can't remember, because I was only like 7 when she passed. I think it was a liar, you know. So hang on 2 seconds, everyone. Sorry about that, everyone. Quick phone call. But yeah, we have Aliyah, I think it is pronounced Aliyah. So she was a singer, dancer, and actress. Full name Aliyah Dana Alton, and she was just 22 when she lost her life tragically, when she passed away in the crash of a twin-engine Cessna 402 on August the 25th, 2001. There you go. One of these planes. Obviously, yeah, not a lot of room, like, and obviously 2001, it's crazy. Um, August the 25th, so it's her anniversary's coming up this year. 23 years she'll be gone. Um, this month. Aliyah, Aaliyah was her foot for, or Aliyah. Aaliyah had released 3 best-selling albums at the time of her death, and was married briefly and illegally to her mentor, rapper and producer R. Kelly. Oh God, R. Kelly, eh? At the age of 15. After shooting a music video, she and 8 other people had boarded the chartered Cessna, for a flight from the Bahamas to Florida. The airplane crashed just after takeoff, killing all aboard. Investigators, though, found that the pilot, Louis Morales the third, or Louis Morales third, so I don't know what it means, had traces of drugs and alcohol in his system, and was not rated to fly the Cessna, and that the airplane had been overloaded. So basically, he died because of incompetence by people that believed that he could still fly the plane but he had drugs and alcohol in his system, and the plane was even like fully crowded. Like, she was only 22 when she passed, so she would have been 47 this year. No, 45. 45 this year. So she could have still been making music by now or making bank. Now look, and if you don't remember what she looked like, there she is. That's what she looked like. And if you don't remember, tragic, isn't it? Now it's one thing like a pilot like that, and it just goes all wrong. Next, we have John Denver. Country roads, take me home. You know that song. To the place, and Rocky Mountain Eye. He passed away on October the 12th, 1997, in the crash of a home-built aircraft he had recently purchased. Denver, born John Henry Dushendorf Jr., had been flying a Rutan Long EZ on the Pacific coast near Pacific Grove, California, when the airplane suddenly plunged into the ocean. Denver, 53, was an experienced pilot, although his license though had been suspended following incidents of drunk driving. But investigators though determined he had probably crashed after unsuccessfully attempting to switch fuel tanks in flight, a maneuver that may have led him to inadvertently hit the rudder pedal by mistake, leading to a loss of control. Dang. Like, that's just nuts. Like, how? Something like that when you're in the middle of. And there's John Denver, look. And he was born in Roswell, funny enough. We've just been talking about a lot recently in a few of other shows, which is crazy. I didn't even realize. But and look, a lot of people saying was he sold because you know, but It's crazy how just one flick of the one switch, so like you train switch fuel tanks in flight, and it. I mean, you know, there you go, and there's the plane. Well, not the plane, like the actual plane, but that's the plane he would have been in. So he was attempting to switch it, and then yeah. I can see because he was really looking down there. Then by the time he looked to get him going, it would have been too late. Poor sod. Next we have Stevie Ray Vaughan, who after serving as David Bowie, well, one of our neck of the woods here, David Bowie's guitarist on the 1983 album Let's Dance. Stevie Ray Vaughan, who was 35 at the time, enjoyed a successful solo career as a blues singer and guitarist for his band Double Trouble. He died early in the morning of August the 27th, another one in August, in the crash of a Bell 206B Jet Ranger helicopter. So this was an helicopter crash. And if you don't know, that is the Bell. Look. Like it's a common helicopter, it looks like. You know? So he died in the crash of the Bell 206B Jet Ranger helicopter outside of Elkhorn, Wisconsin. The helicopter had departed from the Alpine Valley Music Theatre for a flight to Chicago's Midway Airport, following Vaughan's concert appearance with Eric Clapton and others. Shortly though, after taking off, the helicopter crashed into a nearby ski mountain. All aboard, 4 passengers and even the pilot, Jeff Brown, were killed. The cause of the crash was put down as pilot error. Brown might have experienced night blindness after taking off under bright lights and then ascending into fog and darkness. Dang. That's why I'm not even rude. If you're a celebrity, I know you're trusting your life in there, don't worry. But I would always take it like I know you want to get there, don't get me wrong. But if you always have to. I'd always ask the question if I was like that level. Oh, are you like? Do you need? If you need, we'll to postpone it. They'll have to wait. I'd rather go in the morning or go when it's clear. I know they've got a tight schedule and shit, but you know what I mean. You'd rather be safe. You wouldn't want to go like in the dark and then something like that happens. It's crazy. Then we have Ricky Nelson, who my mum and dad like a bit. Well, not my mum, my dad mainly. My dad likes him, but he had become famous as one of the offspring of Ozzy and Harriet Nelson, and played himself on his parents' shows on radio and television. Interested in music though, Nelson launched a musical career with hits that included Hello Mary Lou and Garden Party. He was killed on New Year's Eve 1985 when his airplane, a 1944 Douglas DC-3, right, let's have a look at him before we carry on. Oh, yeah. That looks like the same one, that looks like the same plane that a lot of ones at that time would have been. Yeah, yeah. In that time of year, no, that year, I mean, look, there you go. Look, that year would have been seen a lot of airplanes like this, especially during the war. But he's the 1944 Douglas DC-3 that Nelson had purchased for use as a tour airplane, was attempting an emergency landing due to an interior fire. The DC-3 had taken off from Guntersville, Alabama, for a flight to Dallas, Texas. but crashed just outside DeKalb, Texas. The cause of the fire, though, was believed to be a defective heater. The pilot and co-pilot survived, but were badly burned. The other 7, though, were all killed. God damn. The pilot and co-pilot must have felt really shitty. I know they were badly burned, but you know what I mean? They must have felt really shitty that they didn't go as well. They must have been blaming themselves. They like, we should have gone as well, you know? That's what happens sometimes, though. The mind goes like, it should have been me as well, and damn. Like, that is crazy. And I've not heard of the Kolb. How far is that from Dallas? I wonder. There's the Kolb. Right. It's just outside, so there's the Kolb. Ah, he was nearly there. He was there. And there's Dallas. So he was nearly there. Dang. Poor Ricky. Then we have Randy Rhodes, 1982. On March the 19th, 1982, Randy Rhodes, the guitarist for Rocker. Hello, Daniel. On March 19th, 1982, Randy Rhodes, guitarist for Rocker Ozzy Osbourne, so no one from our neck of the woods here in the UK, died in the crash of an airplane, of a Beechcraft Bonanza. Right, so let me guess what kind of plane this is. Yeah, it's one of these planes. Dang. That's all. I ain't got much room. But anyways, he died in the crash of a Beechcraft Bonanza in Leesburg, Florida. He was only 25 at the time and was a passenger in the airplane, which was flown by Andrew Aycock, who drove a bus for the band. The airplane belonged to country singer Jerry Calhoun. The accident happened when Aycock, whose pilot's license had expired. Why get into a plane then when his license is expired? I don't know. Attempted to buzz Osborne's tour bus, clipped a wing on the bus, and crashed into Calhoun's house. All 3 aboard the airplane, including the band's seamstress, were killed. According to the report by the National Transportation Safety Board, the pilot, who was a rock group driver, took an aircraft from the owner without permission to joyride members of the group. Oh my God. I'm sorry, Randy. I'm not gonna go here, but I'm gonna go at Andrew here, mate. You shouldn't have fucking done that. Your license was expired, mate. You fucking pillock. You just cost someone their life because you wanted to go and joyride the members of the group, and your license was expired. You fucking plank. This is why so many celebrities get fucked over and lose their lives. Because either the pilots decide, or whoever's in charge decide, we're going to do crazy shit like this, which will be funny, or they decide we ain't got our license anymore, but what the fuck, I'm going to do it anyway. Poor sod. Oh, Leonard Skinner. Yeah, I remember this one. No, I don't remember it, but you know what I mean. I remember hearing about this one. Members of they are, Daniel. It's like, why I'm not even when you're a celebrity. It's like I said earlier. I'd ask them. I'd ask them if they said that their license was expired or they were experiencing some kind of thing during the night. I would do like, nope. I'd rather not risk it. Sorry. I'd rather. I'm not letting you risk my life. You know. He was one of the guitarists for Ozzy Osbourne. Like, he would have been going for more years if this shit never happened, you know. Leonard Skinner, here we go. Members of the country rock band Leonard Skinner, who was on Freebird and Sweet Home Alabama, were aboard a charter flight of a twin-engine Convair CV-240 on October the 20th, 1977. Dang, that's so long. 47 years now. It'll be this year. But yeah. This is the plane. Look. Dang, I ain't got much. No offense. Now that plane that is a bit better, but not much. The band's fifth album, Street Survivors, had just been released only 3 days prior. The flight flew out of Greenville, South Carolina, en route to Louisiana's Baton Rouge. But when it crashed near Galesburg, Mississippi, the accident investigation determined that the airplane ran out of fuel because the pilots had neglected to properly check their fuel status. Pilots? What the fuck? See? This is why when they're celebrities, if these pilots or whatever some of these pilots don't give a shit. Like, why neglect to check your fuel? Lead singer Ronnie Van Zant, who was 29, guitarist Steve Gaines, 28, and backup singer Cassie Gaines. What's that? Was that his brother? I can't remember. I can't remember who. Or was it his missus? I can't remember. Yeah, it was his missus, I believe. No, it was her brother, yeah. Cassie, his brother and sister, yeah. I couldn't remember off the top of my head that one. But yeah, they were all killed as there was an assistant road manager, plus the pilot and co-pilot themselves. 20 other people aboard the Convair survived though, and MTA Records later re-released Street Survivors with a different cover. The original had shown a band surrounded by flames. Like, that's creepy. No doubt they were surrounded by flames and then all of a sudden they get done like that. But the pilots fucking... That one pissed me off there. Ugh. Why not check your fuel? It's the most important thing in a fucking airplane. Like, I know you got a tight schedule and everything, but fuck me. Like, that's like me going out into the car and checking out I ain't got enough fuel, but knowing I want to go to London, which is 4 hours away. I'm going to break down on the way, so I'll have to go and I'll have to make sure I'm going to have to fuel up. Damn, they're thinking, oh no, we're going to get there, don't worry, we've got enough fuel. Obviously fucking not. Like, what the actual fuck? Then we have Jim Croce in 1923. Singer-songwriter Jim Croce, 30, was a rising star on September 20th, 1973, when he performed his last concert at Northwestern State University in Natchitoches, Louisiana. He had achieved a chart success with Bad Bad Leroy Brown and other songs and was working on a third album. Wary of the road, he was eager to get to the next and final stop on the tour in Sherman, Texas. The pilot of his chartered Beechcraft E-18, let's have a look at the plane. Oh my God, it's one of these planes. Yeah, these planes ain't going to give you much. Yeah, if they crash, you're fucked. Which he was, basically, but you know what I mean. But the pilot was Robert N. Elliott, who had to make most of the 3-mile trip to the airport on foot because he couldn't get a cab. Immediately after takeoff, though, from Natchitoches Regional Airport, the airplane hit a pecan tree. All 6 on board, including guitarist Maury Mollison, comedian George Stevens, Road manager Dennis Rast and Croce's agent Kenneth D. Cortez died in the crash. The investigation blamed pilot error. I should say. He was probably knackered because he couldn't get a fucking cab. He had to make a 3-mile fucking. He had to make the most of a 3-mile trip on foot to the airport. So by the time he got there, his fucking feet were aching, and then all of a sudden he had to be told, "Oh, we got to quickly get going. Come on, I want to get there. Come on, chop chop." That one I don't blame on the pilot. That one I blame on fucking Jim, because he wanted to get there quick. Look, he was eager to get there. Look, why not just wait a fucking day or a few hours at least, let the pilot recover, then go out? Like, what is it going in your head? Oh yeah, I've got to get there. Come on, hurry up. Oh, I'm knackered. I'm like, his feet were probably fobbing from walking, and he's like, ugh. And he knows that was coming. He's going to get told, "Come on, we need to get going. Come on." And he's probably there like, oh, and he's probably knackered. Bless him. Yeah, see, Daniel. Yeah, I know you agree, Daniel. Yeah, but that's what I don't get. It's like, you know what I mean? It's like stupid. Like, what is going through these? Some of these celebrities, like, I must admit, I've been unfortunate. Some of them, you'll probably see when you rewatch this episode, Dan. But I've said that, like John Denver, and like he's probably had a mishap. And Aaliyah, she was unfortunate, bless her. But because of the pilot. But this is not pilot fault. Jim, I'm blaming this on you, mate. I know you've died, mate, and I'm sorry. I don't mean to tarnish anyone. One of them was actually, which you'll see if we watch this episode, but one of Jim, I know you're dead, and I don't want to tarnish your memory. God forbid. But you're a fucking moron, mate. No wonder you died. You let the pilot know that he was going to be there on foot, then drive when he was knackered. Then we have Otis Redding, who was on one of my favourite songs, sitting on the dock of the bay. Soul singer Otis Redding, 26, died in a crash of his chartered another Beechcraft. Twin engine Beechcraft 18. You know, it's the same plane. Near enough the same plane. Dang. He passed. His whole singer died on December 10th, 1967. Redding and members of his band, the Barcades, had taken off from the airport in Cleveland, Ohio, for a flight to Madison, Wisconsin, with pilot Richard Fraser. The weather was bad, with cold drizzle and fog. While on the approach to Madison, the airplane plunged into Lake Monona. The exact cause of the crash remains undetermined, but the Beechcraft may have been experiencing engine problems. Of the 7 passengers, the only survivor was 20-year-old Ben Cooley, one of the musicians the opening band for Redding in Madison that night. Was to be a local outfit called the Grim Reapers, featuring future Cheap Trick guitarist Rick Nielsen. 4 months, though, after Redding's death, his signal, sitting on the dock of the bay, reached the top of the charts. It was his first #1 record. Dang. What did happen to Ben? He passed away in 2015, age 67. Poor sod. But that's another one. There's blooming bad weather, and you're a celebrity, and you're ready to get told you got to go. It's stupid. Sorry about that. But yeah, that was bad weather. They should have that. I mean, the weather was bad. So then they should have left it for a day or at least. This is what I don't get with some of these celebs, sadly. I would be like, I'm not going out in the bad weather. Fuck that. I know you want me to get there on time, but I'd rather take keep my out of my fucking life. Thank you. Country singer Jim Reeves died in a crash similar to Patsy Cline's. Obviously, Patsy Cline will be on this list in a minute. But I'm going that backwards order on this list. We were not top to bottom, because I want to talk about the next one, like the last, like the top one, in more detail. Because it's a one with someone who's dear to my family's art in a way. I'll tell you why. But anyways, this is Jim Reeves. This is someone who also my family liked. I believe my nan liked some of these songs on my mum's side. Anyways, country singer Jim Reeves, 40, died in a crash similar to Patsy Cline's, except in this case, Jim was flying his own airplane. The singer, known for its like four walls, took off from Batesville, Arkansas, on July the 31st, 1964, for a flight to Nashville, Tennessee. Obviously, Nashville. Reeves was at the controls of his single-engine Beechcraft 35 B-33 Debonair, which is that plane. Not much could go right in that plane if you know. His only passenger, though, was his manager, Dean Manuel. Reeves flew into a violent rainstorm, though, above Brentwood, Tennessee, and apparently became disorientated. Here we go. The airplane plunged into the ground at high speed. It took 42 hours to locate the wreckage in a search that included country stars Marty Robbins and Ernest Tubb. He flew into a violent rainstorm. I know that those kind of things happen, though, where they when you're in a flight and then all of a sudden you get into one, but that is crazy. And then it took 42 hours for them to locate his wreckage. Dang. Then there's Patsy Cline. You sound crazy. Country singer Patsy Cline, 30, and 3 others died in the crash of a Piper Comanche. Look. What is that plane like? Dang. Yeah, these planes don't look the best, do they? No offense, everyone. She died on March 5th, 1963. Cline was on her way back to her home in Nashville, Tennessee, after performing in Kansas City. The pilot was her manager, Ramsey Doris, or Randy, as he was known, Hughes. Like Ramsey Doris Hughes, or Randy, as he was known. Bad weather had been making the trip difficult and forced several stops along the way. There's your first thing what I'm going to say after this. After taking off from Dyersburg, Tennessee, into rain, clouds, and darkening skies, the airplane crashed to earth in the countryside about 75 miles west of Nashville. Cline, Hughes, and musicians Harold Franklin Hawkins, or Ankshaw, and Lottie Estelle Copas, or Cowboy, were all killed. The accident investigators blamed pilot error. You know what I'm going to say here? They made several stops for the weather. They made several stops because they knew the weather was bad and they didn't stay grounded. They could have stayed grounded. My God. They could have stayed grounded after they made several stops because of the weather. and they could have stayed grounded for another day or for a few hours. But no, they went and decided, no, we can push through it. God damn. These. Now you know why these celebs. These are the celebs that I feel sorry for. The manager should have been the one still picking up and saying, right, we're not going to go anymore. We're going to stay grounded. But no, he let him go take off again. And these are the ones that I feel sorry for, these celebs. She was only 30, bless her. Look. That was her last poster, the last poster they done, you know. They had stayed. They could have just stayed grounded. Oh my god, this is the one that was frustrated. That's frustrated me. That has just frustrated me. I'm sorry, guys. But anyways, like I said, like the video, subscribe if you haven't already. But god damn it, this one. Share it with anyone that you think's interested in all this. Comment if there's anything that I should be talking about as well in the end of the video. But this one is just pissed me off. They could have stayed grounded, and no, they decided to push on. They could have stayed grounded, man. Now we have the fact one of the famous ones. The day music died, as said in American Pie by Don McLean. Buddy Holly, Big Bopper, Richie Valens, and yeah, Cole. Here you go. Buddy Holly, Richie Valens, and the Big Bopper. 1959, a month before my dad was born. Immortalised by Don McLean's song American Pie as the day the music died, the crash of a Beechcraft Bonanza. Yeah, that one. We've seen a lot of them. We've seen a lot of Beechcraft Bonanzas, or well, Beechcraft Jericho today. I mean, but yeah, the crash of the Beechcraft Bonanza on February the 3rd, 1959. Took the lives of a 22-year-old Buddy Holly, famous for Peggy Sue, Richie Valens, who was famous for Come On Let's Go and others, and La Bamba, and the Big Bopper, who was 28, or J.P. Richardson, as he was known. Shortly after taking off from the airport in Clear Lake, Iowa, on a flight to Fargo, North Dakota, for a show in nearby Moorhead, Minnesota, the single-engine airplane encountered bad weather and crashed in a cornfield. All aboard, including the 21-year-old pilot, Roger Peterson. God damn, he was only 21, the pilot. Died. Valence, whose big hit was La Bamba, got a seat on the airplane after winning a coin flip with guitarist Tommy Allsop. Waylon Jennings, then a member of Ollie's band, gave up his seat to Richardson, who was sick. The investigation blamed pilot Peterson, who was not prepared for the weather he encountered on the flight. Of course he wasn't. He was only 21. Not having a goal against him because he passed his license, bless him. But he's 21. On them kind of flights, you need experienced people. Or there again, you need someone who would be like, you know, oh, there's bad weather, we're in bad weather, we're gonna have to we're gonna have to like land. We can't, you know, like that in the case of Patrick Klein. No, he just went straight for it. He went straight for it. Oh, damn. Then we have Glenn Miller, who recently I was writing this. there's been a bit of thing that there's about his playing, but I'll talk about this one because this one is a dear one to me because my granddad, who I'm named after, if we already don't know, Raymond, he loved Glenn Miller. The popular swing era band leader disappeared over the English Channel on December the 15th, 1944, while a passenger on a single engine UC-64A Norseman. There you go. Now it's playing. Yep. The airplane took off from Trinwood Airfield, about 50 miles north of London, en route to Paris, where Major Miller, who was 40 at the time, was going to make arrangements to bring his army band to the continent to entertain American troops. He never arrived, bless him. Theories about what happened. One says that a British bomber returning home after bad weather had obscured its target, jettisoned its bomb load, and accidentally blew the Norseman out of the air. Another speculated that the Norseman's wings had iced over, causing the airplane to plunge into the channel. Miller, the pilot, John Morgan, and another passenger, Colonel Norman Basil, were never seen again. This is the one that's frustrating me, and if you read the description, and I say that in the description, I say an aerial rescue mission after World War II. This is the one that frustrates me. It was a few after you only had a year. Well, only not a year. There was only a few months before the end of World War II. Why didn't the Americans go for and look for him after World War II? He was a national hero. He was a major, for fuck's sake, and he was one of their blooming band leader. Lots of soldiers loved him, like a national hero for blooming, you know. But then you go and you don't blooming look for him. Like you never attempt to go and look for him, you know. This is a frustrating thing, and then it's recently come out. I believe I will have a look that someone saw him. Not saw him, but saw the plane. Um, there you go. 72 years. This was in 2017. Look. A Devon diary. Look. An author claims to have solved the 70-year mystery of Glenn Miller's death using the Devon diary of a teenage plane spotter. Historian Dennis Sprague says he now has evidence that a famous band leader wasn't killed by an RAF bomb down in his aircraft, but because of human error. The cause of the fatal crash over the Channel remain one of the greatest unsolved mysteries since the Second World War. Yeah. There's a look. I recommend go and read all this up about Glenn Miller, but the band of Glenn Miller was looking for him, though. They wanted to know what happened, but the government then didn't even issue a thing to go and look for him, you know? Like, why don't you go and look? Why didn't you go and look for him? His body was never ever recovered, I don't think. So basically, he had an empty coffin funeral, I believe. There you go. Remains have not been recovered. He was missing in action, and his remains were not recoverable. See what I mean? You don't go and look for him. You never even. Arlington, Texas has a national cemetery there. I put it as an headstone there for Glenn Miller, but his remains were never ever found. Like, it's crazy. And then there's Kit Kennedy, also. And then there's more celebrities here, but look, Kathleen Kennedy, the sister of John F. Kennedy. She died from Paris to the French Riviera after the plane encountered intense levels of turbulence, and it fell nose first in a ravine in the Cevennes Mountain. There's Stevie Ray Vaughan, Glenn Miller. That one, he just pissed me off because, like, he's a national hero and you never go and look for his body. Like, what the hell? Roberto Clemente, or Roberto Clement, he was a philanthropist, 38-year-old Pittsburgh Pirates player. Clemente, was traveling to Manuga, Nicaragua to bring aid and supplies to the country after a destructive earthquake. The plane was overloaded with supplies by 4,200 pounds and crashed off the coast of Puerto Rico just after it took off. His body was never recovered. Another one. And another one, a baseball player. A pitcher for the New York Yankees, Little died after his plane crashed into a New York City apartment building on October 11th, 2006. It also killed was Little's flight instructor, from whom he had been taking lessons. It is unknown or not known who was flying the plane at the time of this crash, but he was 34 years old. And there's Aaliyah, who I was talking about. Then Lynyrd Skynyrd. Then you have Jenny Rivera, who was 33 when she died. The plane crash that she was on took off on December 9th, 2012. Mexican authorities confirmed that the wreckage of the small plane had been found in Nuevo Leon state, and there was no survivors among the 7 people believed to be on board. The Learjet carrying the performer lost contact with air traffic controllers after it took off from Monterey at 3:15 in the morning, following Rivera's concert there. Contact was lost for about 60 miles away. She got screwed over because it was early in the morning. Pilot's probably tired. Then there's John F. Kennedy Jr., the son. He died in 1999 when he was a licensed pilot, but his wife also and his sister Lauren Bassett took off for Martha's Vineyard from a Fairfield, New Jersey airport. When their plane didn't arrive on time, it was reported missing. A search began and eventually was on 3 days later after he crashed. 3 days after they took off, what was left of the plane was found in the Atlantic. All 3 bodies were found 2 days later. See, they looked for them, but then for Glenn Miller, they didn't bother. I don't get it, but okay. Then you have Troy Gentry, who was one half of the country duo Montgomery Gentry, who died in an helicopter crash in Medford, New Jersey on September 8th, 2010. The band confirmed Gentry's death in a post on their Facebook page and said that details surrounding the crash were unknown. He was 50 and is survived by his wife Angie and their daughters Kaylee and Taylor. And then Joe and Gwen Lara. Christian diet guru Gwen Lara, her actor husband Joe, and 5 others were killed on May the 29th, 2021, and after their private jet crashed into a Tennessee lake near Nashville. The plane, which was a Cessna Citation 501, crashed into Percy Priest Lake around 11 a.m. shortly after takeoff from Smyrna Airport bound for Palm Beach, Florida. Captain Joshua Sanders of Rutherford County Fire Rescue said in a news conference that authorities initially conducted searches at the crash scene by boat and in shallow water and later performed dive operations. All 7 victims were later confirmed by authorities. God damn. That's what I'm going to say here, guys. Like, what? Let me know what your thoughts are, like I said, as always. But it's crazy. Some of them were pilot error. Some of them were the celebrities error. And then some were just the weather. And then some I like Glenn Miller, I just don't understand, but okay. It's crazy. Anyways, I'm gonna leave this part here. Because yeah, I'm gonna go and get some food now. But yeah, but thank you so much for watching. Hit that like button, subscribe if you haven't already. Share this with anyone that you think will find any of my shows interesting. Like I said, I've got my TikTok going. Like, I've only got 2,000 followers on there, so I want to try and push this up and subscribers now on my YouTube channel. But thank you so much for watching. I'll be back on again later. So thank you so much for watching. Love and be kind to everyone. Stay awesome, and remember, if you're a celebrity or not, be careful, because some messed up things can happen like that. So take care.